Yo, Still Mills, what's the deal, man? Yo, it's Tuesday, nigga. I'm off the clockage, you know what I'm saying? It's hot as hell, fire in here, man. Like, it's 95 degrees out here. It ain't humid or nothing like that, so that's the upside to the shit. But, man, it's real out here today, man. Like, peace and blessings to whoever ain't got AC in the wheel, my wife, and in their house, man, because it's real out here. If you got dogs out there, I got a Great Pyrenees. I got a big dog, man, a big furry dog. Keep him hydrated, you dig, in this type of weather. I'm about to go home and feed him and hydrate him right now, man. But peep gang, we got to get into this shit, man. And I made a video about it, and that's Jerron Boots in this, man. And man, listen, at this point, man, y'all gonna have to start holding him to the same standard as y'all hold all the fighters that y'all are comparing him to. This dude is supposed to be the new coming to Roy Jones Jr. He's supposed to be the anti-Crawford. Now that Spence proven out to be the anti-Crawford. So by that same metric, y'all need to hold him to that same standard, man. If Avenesian was an unacceptable fight for Terrence, it needs to be an unacceptable fight for Jerron Ennis. You dig? I've come across quite a few people, looking for reasons to justify the fight. Now, under different auspices, I wouldn't even be mad at this fight. It's a short notice opponent. You dig? I wouldn't be mad at the fight under any other auspices. But the amount of venom that y'all gave Bud for going into this fight, y'all was even trying to say that Bud is trying to duck Spence to fight David Avenesian when he's coming out of his mouth and telling y'all, I'm not trying to go to a legacy-defining fight with cobwebs. I don't want to go into this fight rusty. So let me get a tune-up fight. Let me knock these cobwebs off, and then I'll go holler at Spence. I'm not trying to get out of the Spence fight, but I want to go into this fight. You dig? Like, nigga, you don't just hop in the game when you go to the court, bro. Niggas come to the court and they sweats and they slides and all that shit. They get a couple of shots up, they warm up, they stretch out. And before a lot of times they even get in the game, if you one of the early people on the court, you busting a game of 21. They ain't finna just start running up and down the court. No. Let me get warmed up. David Avenesian was 21. Spence, what? This is a full court game right here. You think, like, what are we talking about? I don't get how people just ignore logic when it comes to begrudging a fighter. And Bud was a fighter that y'all went out of y'all way to begrudge for years. You dig what I'm saying? So he didn't go into a fight with Avenesian with hopes of trying to get out of hope that he can get out of a way from fighting Spence. He went to an Avenesian fight to better prepare him for Spence. And y'all didn't want to ignore that. And with all of these Spence newfound Jerron Ennis fans who are, renegade Spence fans, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Because the same nigga that crashed your man in the manner that he did, he used Avenesian to better prepare him for that, and he was ostracized for it. Now y'all got the nerve to turn around and give Boots a pass for fighting him, and this is supposed to be the anti-Crawford? This is supposed to be the next coming to Roy Jones Jr.? Y'all niggas got a lot of fucking nerve. And I'm not giving y'all no passes on this. And I'm not giving Boots no pass. Not a Montes, but Igis Cavaliasquez is on record saying, I'm ready. I'm ready. Give me that fight. And I've heard somebody say, yo, well, he had to fight somebody in the not the WBL, but the IBF rankings or whatever the case may be. I bet, give him an Electric Rocha or something like that. It can't be David Avenesian. It can't be David Avenesian. It can't be. Because it couldn't have been David Avenesian. When it was David Avenesian, when it was Bud, it was ducking. And the difference is there's no trajectory of fighter that's on Boots' on his radar. Boots isn't necessarily preparing for a fighter that we know of. We knew what Bud was doing when he picked David Avenesian. We knew that. Even when he fought David Avenesian, man, he was in there just letting him get work in. He wasn't in there trying to put that dude's lights out early on, even though he did. Let me get these cobwebs off, man. Let me get my body movement back right. Let me get my upper body movement right. Let me get my my catching game right. Let me just get right in here, man. Let me let a few shots go. And then revert back to my deep. He was working his offense, working his defense, man. Sharpening his tools all around. But it was a no-go when it was him. With him, what are you doing, man? You got Spence on the horizon. You finna go fight David Avenesian. You got Spence on the you dunking Spence to go fight David Avenesian? No, nigga. I'm fighting David Avenesian to better prepare me for Spence. None of y'all wanted to use that. I mean, none of y'all wanted to think like that. None of y'all wanted to think objectively. All y'all was hell bent on continuing to find a way to demonize Terrence Crawford. That's all y'all was doing. That's all y'all niggas did. That's all y'all niggas did. David Avenesian, David Avenesian, David Avocado, all that bullshit, just for y'all to turn around and now invite a fight with Boots and David Avenesian. I ain't heard no Avocado. I ain't heard no Avenesian. I ain't heard none of the degrading terms that y'all done came up with to play on this man's last name, because now he's about to go fight Boots. Y'all are some of the most ass backwards ass niggas I've ever seen in my life. Anything that's PBC related, y'all automatically get these extra passes, man. Like I said, I wouldn't be mad at a David Avenesian fight with Boots. And there's a lot of people saying that this is a step up for Boots, which is saying a lot. That's bad business if this is a step up for Boots. But just think that just goes to show you the level of competition that he's been in with. It's been pretty putrid. Why is this a step up? How is this a step up? David Avenesian? This is a step up? What does that say about you? You dig me? So no, I'm not giving passes to Boots. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry, my nigga. You went out of your way to ostracize, not you in particular, Boots, not Boots in particular, but Bud detractors went out of y'all way to sit there and ostracize Bud for fighting that man, for getting prepared for Spence. And there's no, like I said, there's no trajectory on, there's no fighter on the on Boots' trajectory that we can line him up with immediately. It ain't like he's prepping for a Brian Norman. You dig what I'm saying? He's just fighting this dude as a short replacement opponent. All right, cool. Normally I wouldn't trip. Yeah, Cody Crowley bowed out. All right, bet it's understandable. But after y'all did that shit with him, no. Avenesian is unacceptable, bro. Avenesian is unacceptable. I'm not accepting that shit. The fuck are you doing? Fighting David Avocado, Avenesian. Like, let's keep the same energy here, man. I'm tired of the double standards, man. Certain fighters, when you achieve a certain level of greatness, they start asking for more of you. And the motherfuckers that's chasing you, they get, they're held to a lesser and lesser standard. I just can't, for the life of me, understand how that works. I can't understand for the life of me how that works. How can you sit here and hold somebody to a standard who's far more accomplished than the motherfuckers that's chasing him? But the motherfuckers that's chasing these individuals, they can do the bare minimum. They can do the bare minimum. And y'all will expect the world to bow at their feet and throw roses at them motherfuckers. Fuck out of here. No, nigga, that's not how this works. That's not how this works. A nigga get, no, bro. No. They're banging on this dude for fighting Israel Madrimov. As if oh man, he got 10 fights. Lomachenko was a fucking champion in 3. Don't talk to me about he got 10 fights. He got 11 fights. Lomachenko was a champion in 3 fights. David Morrell is a mandatory in about 10 fights. Fucking Andy Cruz, 3 fights into his career is with entitled contention. Do not sit here and talk to me about a dude with a high amateur pedigree having 10 or 11 fights. Y'all are completely missing the point. Y'all are looking at reasons to nitpick on the and justify the fact that y'all are not boxing fans. Y'all are fans of American fighters, which is okay, but just say that. When it gets to a certain point where niggas just, they can't see the forest through the trees, they just, all right, at this point, you need to just fall back and learn something. Just learn something. Let me school you on something real quick, doggy, because you missing it. You are missing it. You dig? These are the same motherfuckers. Like, I'm looking at people talk about, praise Luka, as they should, because that's a bad motherfucker right there. But they're praising Luka. Luka better than Jason Tatum. He better than Jason Tatum. You get no argument from that with me. But why is it acceptable for you as a basketball fan to be objective in that realm, but not objective in this realm? And when someone says the shit that you're saying about Luka, about someone like a Lomachenko or a Canelo Alvarez or a Usyk or Inoue, you're cooning. You're doing this, you're doing that. You're like, yo, I just be wanting y'all niggas to just go somewhere, bro. Just go somewhere. If you ain't willing to learn nothing, then just go on and go watch another sport, please and thank you. Bud fighting Madrimov is a step up fight, is a better fight than Boots. Both have at least shit. At least with Madrimov, he beat Kurbanov, who was a fucking mandatory, not a mandatory, but a contender. Who's a contender? You do not fight for a vacant belt if you are not a contender, bro. In most cases, there's always going to be that bullshit that happens. But in most cases, it's going to be two contenders within the sanctioning bodies that you're going to have to face. The winner takes all. Madrimov did that. Boots was elevated. Yo, man, take that belt. I'm just tired of the hyperbole surrounding this dude. Boots is a talented fighter. Boots is a talented fighter, man. But like the PBC, and I'm sure Eddie isn't going to do this, the PBC puts you in showcase fights so we can build your brand and your marketing. So when we're not trying to turn you into the best fighter you can be. We're trying to turn you into a star. And then when that star gets to a certain level, the biggest stage in his career, and they come up short, they sitting around looking like, whoa. They're doing the same thing with David Morrell, bro. False sense of security. Who are you fighting at 168 pounds? They ain't put you in there with Darrell, no Caleb Plant, no nothing. Even though Jose Uzcategui, they didn't put you in there with him. You was fighting what's the dude's name? But Johnny Beck was supposed to fight the Brazilian dude. Umagachi, I think. I can't remember his name. It's missing me. But they threw David Morrell in there with him, bro. And when he got rid of that man in epic fashion, and then the dude before that he put in a coma, everybody is singing their praises. Everybody is singing their praises. And then when they get in, they're cool with the fantasy matchups. David Morrell do this and that and the third. Any PBC fighter do this and that and the third to every opponent because this dude he just the greatest thing since sliced bread. Then when they get in there with someone who's not giving them the same looks as a lesser opponent gave them, they in there flustered. It's stupid, bro. That's what they've been doing with Boots. The minute they put him in front of a mover who was just hell-bent on surviving, not looking for counter-punching opportunities, not looking to get in and get out, none of that shit. I'm just here to survive. They do that, so what we're going to do is we're going to put you back in front of someone like Roman Villa, who's there to be hit. Another showcase fight. Like, man, come on, man. This shit got to stop. And once he does that to Roman Villa, it's like the Chukatsian fight never took place. What are we doing? This shit is really getting, exhausting talking to you niggas, man. But if he is going to be held to the standard of a champion and David Avanesian is an unacceptable fight for him, and Boots is supposed to be the anti-Crawford and the next coming to Roy Jones Jr. and the nigga that Bud is allegedly running from, then he needs to be held to that same standard. Why is he not looking to fight someone like a Cavaliasquez who stopped David Avanesian before Bud did? Why ain't you looking to get in there and run that shit with him? Why? Why wouldn't you do that? Man, nah, man. Shit can be worked. Money is a motherfucker, man. We can work. Let's shuffle these rankings a little bit, man. Not even the rankings, bro, because I'm not a fan of that. But Avanesian isn't a fighter that's who he's not due for no fucking title shot. No. Has he even fought his Bud? No. So he ain't missing out on the man. Hey, yo, man, bring me Cavaliasquez over here, man. Bro, we gotta get Cavaliasquez in here. I'm just saying, man, this is bullshit. Don't say nothing to me about no motherfucking Jerron Ennis until he significantly steps up, and that is what he needs to do. And I think under Eddie Hearn, he's gonna have no other choice but to do that because Eddie Hearn is not the dude who's he's not keen on protecting the prized possession. He's not. Hey, yo, get your ass in there, bro. You win, you lose. It is what it is, bro. If you're a lot of your organic fan base that you spent these past few years building up, they should be there to still hold you down and hold your hand and pick you up in your time of need in a situation where you lose. That's how it's supposed to be. But until he's in that position where how it's supposed to be, I'm about to. No, bro. I'm not convinced, and I ain't nobody to convince. But you dig, just from my personal, my personal opinion and just how I perceive things. I'm like, yo, man, no, dude, no, this ain't it. This ain't it at all. This ain't it at all. I don't want to hear nothing about Jerron Ennis, bro. I don't want to hear it. And I damn sure don't want to hear from you niggas who don't want to hold him to a certain standard as a champion. I had a dude tell me, well, man, Bud he ain't stopped the biggest fights from happening, what did he say? Some goofy shit like he ain't, Jerron Ennis ain't stopped the big fights from happening, or Bud, some wild shit like that. Pretty much insinuating that Bud stopped the biggest fights from happening when he fought not Jerron Ennis, but David Avenesian. I'm like, what big fight did he stop from happening, bro? Because you can't be talking about the Spence fight, not the same Spence fight where Spence got knocked out in 9 rounds. No, we're not talking about that fight. Niggas will try to erase history like it's not documented. Like I can't watch that fight from my phone or the highlights from my phone. That's how lost a lot of these niggas are. That's how lost a lot of these niggas are, bro. Shit sad, bro. Shit, I mean, looking at these niggas like, yo, y'all niggas is some dweebs. Y'all are some different type of niggas, man. Y'all some different type individuals. Come on, bro, I got you. Just different type niggas, man. Different type of niggas. So listen, I say all that to say this. Do not say nothing to me about Terrence Crawford being a duck and all that extra shit, and David Avenesian being an unacceptable fight, but turn the other cheek when it's time for Boots to fight that same fighter. That's the long and short of it, man. Hold Boots to the same standard. If Boots is the anti-Bud, then he needs to be fighting anti-Bud level opposition. If he's the anti-Bud, then certain fights are just unacceptable. Certain fights are unacceptable. This is one of them. This is one of them. Don't talk to me about this dude being this and that and the third, and he's fighting competition that. No, I'm not. I won't hear it. I will not hear it. I will not have it. Niggas need their heads smacked off their heads or their shoulders, bro. For this because this shit is filthy work. This shit is filthy work, man. So Boots need, if it's gonna be Avenesian, then we need Brian Norman next or someone of that ilk, because at this point in time, it's time for you to grab the bull by the horns and just really just jump into the deep end, fam. Sink or swim, because you 30 fights into your career, you're a champion, and you have no signature wins, bro. Virgil Ortiz has at least fought, Cavaliasquez, which is Bud's leftovers, but nonetheless, it's a step above a fucking David Avenesian. It's definitely that. It's definitely that. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Can we get you versus Michael McKinson? That needs to be the type of fighter that you need to be in front of anyway, because of how fleet-footed he is. Sink or swim, my dude. I won't hear if you fighting nobody else. At least not no David Avenesian, man. I won't hear of it. I won't have it. Nah, that shit is dead, bro. Nah. It's a new day, and that new day is niggas is not about to just keep throwing roses at your feet for having doing nothing and lambasting niggas that you're chasing for not fighting you talking about the division is ducking you when it's other fighters in that division who want drama with you, bro. I'm not having it. Doses.